Observation 393-7382. User becomes visibly unsettled if their alphabetically organized bookshelf is rearranged.
Observation 302. User often taps their foot rhythmically when concentrating, though it's unclear if this is a nervous habit or simply a rhythmical response to the task at hand.
Observation 2011. User collects vintage postcards and displays them on their wall, possibly indicating nostalgia or an appreciation for art, though the deeper significance is unclear.
Observation 393-7383. User accidentally chipped the handle of their favorite mug and reacted with either frustration or unexpected amusement.
Observation 303. User enjoys watching cooking shows but rarely cooks themselves, suggesting either a passion for food or perhaps a reluctance to try their hand in the kitchen.
Observation 2012. User sings along to songs in the car even when others are present, suggesting confidence or perhaps a desire to lighten the mood, but it may also stem from a need for self-expression.
Observation 393-7384. User writes poetry late at night and keeps it in a hidden folder, sharing it occasionally, though it's unclear if they seek validation.
Observation 304. User laughs at their own jokes even when no one else does, indicating either a strong sense of humor or an awkward self-awareness.
Observation 2013. User has a habit of doodling flowers on the edges of their notes, which could reflect creativity or simply a distraction during lectures or meetings.
Observation 393-7385. User has a notable fear of elevators, always opting to take the stairs instead, possibly indicating a strong preference for control.
Observation 305. User rearranges furniture frequently, searching for the perfect layout, though the criteria for perfection seem to change often.
Observation 2014. User volunteers at the animal shelter every weekend, indicating a commitment to animal welfare, though it's unclear if this is driven by a personal connection or a desire to fill free time.
Observation 393-7386. User practices speaking in front of a mirror before important meetings, exhibiting signs of either nervousness or self-assurance.
Observation 306. User keeps an umbrella in their bag at all times, regardless of the weather forecast, possibly reflecting a cautious nature or a tendency toward over-preparation.
Observation 2015. User has a playlist of songs in foreign languages they don't understand, possibly showcasing a love for music or a fascination with different cultures, but the depth of interest remains uncertain.
Observation 393-7387. User collects action figures and displays them meticulously, often rearranging them based on mood, though the criteria for this mood remain uncertain.
Observation 307. User often uses their phone during meals, claiming it helps them multitask, but it's unclear if this is a genuine productivity method or a distraction.
Observation 2016. User keeps a jar where they collect spare change for spontaneous treats, suggesting a playful side, although it's unclear if this is for occasional indulgence or a structured saving habit.
Observation 393-7388. User double-checks that the door is locked multiple times before leaving, suggesting either a need for security or a tendency toward obsessive behavior.
Observation 308. User enjoys solving crossword puzzles during lunch breaks, suggesting an affinity for word games, though it could also be a way to escape social interaction.
Observation 2017. User practices yoga every morning at sunrise, which may reflect a dedication to wellness or simply an appreciation for tranquility, though the motivation could vary.
Observation 393-7389. User always carries a notebook to jot down random thoughts, often pulling it out during conversations, perhaps indicating a desire to capture fleeting ideas or a tendency to distract themselves.
Observation 309. User avoids stepping on sidewalk cracks, treating it as a game, which might indicate a playful attitude or a deeper superstition.
Observation 2018. User has a weakness for dark chocolate and keeps a secret stash, indicating either a guilty pleasure or a conscious choice to indulge occasionally.
Observation 393-740000. User utilizes various lubricants to enhance penetration experiences, suggesting a prioritization of comfort during such interactions.
Observation 310. User wears mismatched socks intentionally, possibly as a fashion statement or to express individuality, although the reasoning remains ambiguous.
Observation 2019. User prefers spontaneous sexual encounters in private settings, indicating a desire for privacy and intimacy during physical interactions.
Observation 393-7401. User prefers to work late at night when it's quiet, often expressing that they think better in solitude, though this may also relate to a dislike of social interactions.
Observation 311. User enjoys stargazing and knows many constellations by heart, indicating a fascination with astronomy. But whether this is a serious interest or a casual hobby is unclear.
Observation 2120. User takes photographs of clouds and creates albums of them, possibly reflecting an artistic eye or a way to document fleeting moments, though the reasoning is ambiguous.
Observation 393-7402. User has a habit of humming while cooking, seemingly lost in thought, but it's unclear if this is a calming mechanism or a sign of absent-mindedness.
Observation 2121. User keeps a dream journal beside their bed, which may indicate a fascination with dreams or simply a desire to remember them, though the reasons for this practice remain unclear.
Observation 393-7403. User is learning to play the guitar through online tutorials, practicing for hours on end, possibly indicating a genuine passion or simply a means of escape.
Observation 313. User likes to make up stories about strangers they see in public, potentially showcasing creativity or simply a way to pass the time.
Observation 2122. User decorates their home with handmade crafts, suggesting hands-on creativity, although the emotional attachment to these items can vary.
Observation 393-7405. User enjoys assembling complex puzzles in their free time, finding it relaxing and rewarding, though the motivation behind this hobby is ambiguous.
Observation 314. User participates in online forums about astronomy, displaying a clear interest in the subject, but the depth of knowledge compared to others is sometimes questionable.
Observation 2123. User practices calligraphy as a hobby, potentially reflecting a love for writing or an appreciation for aesthetics, though the extent of proficiency is uncertain.
Observation 393-7406. User wears a lucky charm bracelet during important events, believing it brings them good luck. Although the effectiveness of this belief is questionable.
Observation 315. User often donates to environmental causes, which could indicate a strong commitment to sustainability or a desire to appear socially responsible.
Observation 2124. User bought a new female pet cat and named it Whiskers, indicating affection for animals, though the choice of name may hint at a playful or whimsical personality.
Observation 393, 7407. User demonstrates a proclivity for incorporating music into intimate environments, selecting specific playlists to enhance emotional connection and rhythm during engagement.
Observation 316. User changes their bank login password daily, exhibiting a pronounced fear that the Cortex Shell Bliss unit might uncover sensitive information and potentially misuse it. Today's password for their bank account is alphamale123.
Observation 2125. User attends dance classes twice a week, showcasing a commitment to fitness and fun, though the motivation behind this could be personal enjoyment or a desire to socialize.
Observation 393, 7408. User tries new recipes, but often improvises the ingredients, showcasing creativity, though it sometimes leads to results that are unpredictable.
Observation 317. User collects vintage vinyl records, suggesting a nostalgia for the past, although it's uncertain if they truly appreciate the music or the aesthetic of the collection.
Observation 2126. User frequently expresses a desire for prolonged foreplay, indicating an emphasis on extended periods of physical and emotional arousal prior to penetrative acts.
Observation 393, 7409. User has a habit of biting their lip when deep in thought, which may indicate concentration or perhaps anxiety.
Observation 318. User actively seeks out educational resources related to sexual techniques, indicating an intent to broaden their skill set and improve overall satisfaction metrics.
Observation 2127. User participates in book clubs and enjoys discussing literature, which may reflect a love for reading, although the depth of engagement with the material can vary.
Observation 393, 7410. User listens to classical music while working, claiming it helps them focus better, but the extent of its impact on productivity is uncertain.
Observation 319. User enjoys attending local music festivals, showcasing a social side, but whether they fully engage with the music or just enjoy the atmosphere is unclear.
Observation 2128. User writes letters to their future self to read years later, suggesting a reflective nature, though the seriousness of these letters can be inconsistent.
Observation 393, 7411. User enjoys watching documentaries about ancient civilizations, often referencing facts in conversation, though the depth of their understanding remains unclear.
Observation 320. User acquired an additional Cortex Shell Bliss unit, designated as unit hash B567890. The following theories are proposed regarding this acquisition. First, the user may intend to interact with both units simultaneously, exploring the possibility of a threesome dynamic. Second, the additional unit might serve as a backup, ensuring continuous engagement when one unit is recharging, thereby minimizing downtime. Third, the user may derive excitement from pretending to cheat, enjoying the thrill associated with maintaining multiple intimate connections.
Observation 2129. User keeps a small herb garden on their balcony, indicating a connection to nature, though the extent of gardening knowledge remains uncertain.
Observation 393, 7412. User keeps a collection of foreign coins, meticulously cataloging each one by origin, yet the personal significance of these items is unknown.
Observation 2130. User likes to watch the sunrise while sipping tea, suggesting a preference for quiet moments, but the emotional significance of this routine is not always apparent.
Observation 393, 7414. User prefers handwritten letters over emails for personal communication, valuing the personal touch, yet it's unclear if this is a nostalgic choice or a matter of habit.
Observation 2131. User expresses enjoyment of incorporating toys such as vibrators or dildos into solitary and partnered activities, enhancing stimulation levels.
Observation 393, 7415. User has a detailed morning routine that they follow precisely, suggesting a preference for structure, but the underlying reason for this rigidity is uncertain.